Welcome, Buffalo fans, to another edition of Joe Buffalo Unplugged. I'm Joe Buffalo. Today we're going to talk to you about communication. Communication to build hobbies, communication to build relationships, communications to build a building? No, but we're going to get this started now. All right, so communication. What's this all about today? So Buffalo fans. Well, first let me get a little bit into my channel. I'm Joe Buffalo, and you're on Joe Buffalo Unplugged. And thank you for joining us today. I'm very excited about this episode because we are going to include this episode to another series of episodes to create a mini series of training for you. And if you look, I'm going to post this. When I get this back on the regular stream, I'll post this video, the one we did before on how to build couples hobbies, and you'll be able to reference that video first in this series of 4 videos that we're going to do. So today, as you remember from that. So our first piece is hobbies for couples, right? My name's Joe Buffalo, and you're on the Joe Buffalo Unplugged show, so thank you for joining us. If this is your first time here, well, you're in the right spot. If you're looking to build a relationship, sorry, I had a little technical difficulty there. If you're going to improve your relationship by doing stuff you love to do with someone you love to do that with. So that is pretty much my channel, and we're going to teach you today all about communication. So I give a special shout out there to Cassandra and Nick Zach and Cell Phone Genius Repair Lopez. Thank you for joining us today on the show. A little call out to my new buffers. Is that right, Nick Zach? We're going to call them buffers. All right, so into the good stuff. The definition of communication. What is communication? Well, according to the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, communication is a process by which information is exchanged between individuals through a common system of symbols, signs, or behaviors. You may hear little Joe Buffalo in the background. He is excited about this as much as I am. So, yes, the process of information to be exchanged between individuals, simply saying, hey, I have something to tell you, and you need something to be heard. So there are 3 main types of communication, and those 3 main types are: 1, verbal, and that's what we are mostly used to. That's us speaking back and forth to each other. There's nonverbal, where that is, face gestures, maybe hand signs, like pointing. So, for example, if you go to Disney World, the, what are they called? Not employees, cast members. The Disney cast members, they show you the correct way to go by using their hand, something like that, and they don't point. Pointing is rude. We don't point at people. Anyway, so yeah, nonverbal. That's what nonverbal is, and then visual. Visual is like a sign, right? Visual communication. I have a PowerPoint here that's visual. So those are your 3 types of communication that we have. And here's a quote for you today from Les Brown. Your ability to communicate is an important tool in your pursuit of your goals. So let me ask you a question, and put this in the comment section down below here. What exactly are your goals? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about what exactly are your goals? I have a goal to get to 500 subscribers on my channel. That's my immediate goal. The road to 500. Had a buffer call us up today, or not call us up, but talk to me today and say, hey, you got to get that mentioned, the road to 500. So I need some help to the road to 500. So that's my goal. What's your goals? What do you want to do and pursue in the next 30, 60, 90, 6 months, a year? Figure out what your goals are and go ahead and write that down. Next, we got 4 types of verbal communication. There's intrapersonal, there's interpersonal, there's small group, and there's public. Now, intrapersonal is the ones that the thoughts in your head that you're communicating to yourself, and you're like, I shouldn't have did that, or hey, that was a great idea, but you're not kind of really expressing it. Interpersonal is the one where you're used to just, wait, we got some there. Carla saying finish school. Yes, good goal, Carla. Way to go. Do it up. Paul, store manager of Walmart. Hey, that's fantastic. I know one of them. But interpersonal is where you're talking amongst yourself, and then speaking in a small group is something I did the other day. That's a small group. And then public speaking, of course, is speaking in front of a large group. So, hey, this is the part of the video. If you haven't done it already, go ahead and smash that like button. Give us a big like on this so we can share this to all of our friends and learn the communication skills. All right, next, this is the part where I need you to take action, and I want you to communicate to yourself or the person you're doing this hobby with. Communicate. What is your favorite hobby? What do you want to do? What keeps you happy outside of the norm? And go ahead and you can comment down below if you want. You could either tell somebody you want. The second thing you got to figure out is that, do you want to do that alone, or do you want to do that with someone that you love? And in that case, you'd be in the right spot. Hit that subscribe button, ring that bell for future notifications of our show. Why is verbal communication so important? Well, really, we inform others our wants, our needs, our demands, so we can build knowledge and improve relationships. I want to give a little shout out, hello there to Chica Crafts. She just gave me a good hello there. But yeah, why is verbal communication so important? We need to inform our wants, our needs, our demands, and build knowledge to improve relationships. That's what we're all about, getting better in life. So how do we communicate effectively? If you go back to that video that I mentioned earlier, the best way to communicate effectively is be honest. We need you to be honest and tell the other how you feel about the situation. Next, you need to express yourself. Don't hide behind a rock. Don't be shy. Express yourself, be honest, and really, really important is listening. This is probably the little bonus, the hidden gem, if you would say, from communication, because listening just doesn't simply mean hearing. It means understanding the other person's point of view. So, if you're not already following me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, those are my handles that you can follow me on. I want to say this communication piece is probably one of the most important parts of making your transitions to your next level successful. And what I mean is if you communicate properly, you're going to get the expectations that you want. You're going to look from other people's points of views by listening correctly. And you're going to achieve success by communicating to the right people to get the right jobs done. And let me just give you a little example before I close this out. So one of the big things that I really enjoy doing, I enjoy technical and savvy stuff, and you can see by all the toys I have here. I enjoy doing this YouTube channel, and this drives me every single day to communicate what makes me happy. And I express myself to my Buffaloette, and she understands that this makes me happy. This is my hobby outside of my everyday routine. So she works with me and helps me in the very end of the day to achieve my goal of doing what I've always wanted to do, and I'm actually getting to do it with someone I love. So that is the really important part of communicating. If I had never expressed my feelings about how I wanted to do this, and I didn't have her support and she expressing back to me on what her needs were, and I get my hour or two a day that I need to make this happen, and she gets her hour or two a day to make her craft business happen, then that's the communication piece that'll help and take everybody to the next level of their relationship or of their business, or even if it's your job. I mean, I know another important part of my job is managing people, a lot of people, and doing that, we have to have strong communication skills with every person we interact with, whether it's somebody who's working for us or it's somebody who's shopping from us. And if we have that true communication, the understanding of what we're trying to say to them in a clear, concise manner, in addition, you're listening from their point of view, you will succeed. I definitely want to thank you for all that joined us today. This was a very interesting and successful study for me this week, and I do want to place this. This is going part of our 4-part series that I'm going to have, starting with the Hobbies for Couples first video. I'll post that again in the link, and I just want to tell everybody thank you, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button if you haven't already done so. And until next week, as always, I'm Joe Buffalo, and we are always entertaining. Have a good week.